Okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. So I'm gonna teach a class today that I taught last week. The focus of this class is scapular retraction and protraction. So we're really working the shoulders and the upper body. And we're gonna do this to create mobility and strength in the upper body. You'll need a strap. If you don't have a strap, then you can use a blanket or a towel, something that can be fairly long. Blocks, of course, if you have them. If you don't have blocks, you can use something else. We'll do a very brief breathing exercise, and then we'll just get right into the class. It should be about 45 minutes to an hour. And enjoy. I hope it goes well. So take a nice seat. If you have a blanket, go ahead and use your blanket to sit up. Close your eyes. So you have options for seats. You can either sit cross-legged, you could even sit on your knees. Find something that's comfortable for you, and then close your eyes. Begin to focus on the inhalation and the exhalation, in and out through your nose. We'll do a short 5-breath count breath. So you'll inhale to the count of 5 and exhale to the count of 5 with a 3-count pause in between the breath. Exhale your breath completely and inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. One more round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Release your breath. Just breathe as you normally would, but sit very still. Notice any shifts or changes. Bring your hands, palms together, thumbs resting on your chest. Lift your chest into your thumbs into your chest, and bow your head. Release your hands, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Start in child's pose. Come onto your hands and knees. Touch your big toes together. Shift your hips back. Lift your chest and keep your head lifted as you reach your hips back. Push down and forward through your hands. Hug your thighs towards one another. Hug your legs towards one another. Keep your head lifted and slowly reach your hips back. Keep your head lifted, and then finally, forehead to the floor. Breathe here. Lift your head. Walk your hands to the right. Stretch your hips back. Press your hands down and forward and walk your fingertips forward until you get a stretch along the left side of your body. Lift your head. Inhale, walk back to center. Exhale over to the left. Stretch your arms out. Walk your fingertips forward. until you get a stretch along the right side of your body. Then place your forehead on the floor. Reconnect with your breath. Tone your arms. Tone your legs. Draw your lower belly in and up. Move your right ribs closer to the floor. Lift your left rib slightly towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your head. Come forward. Come onto your hands and knees. Walk your knees back 3 or 4 inches. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You can check if your down dog is long enough by coming forward into plank. Your wrists should be directly underneath your shoulders. Line the middle of your wrists up with the outer edges of your arms. And then press back into downward facing dog without moving your hands or feet. This should be a pretty good indicator of how long your down dog should be. Look between your hands. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. If you need blocks, grab your blocks. Place them at the front of your mat. So if you can't quite get your legs straight or your hands don't totally touch the floor, then use your blocks. Tone your legs. Lift your chest, look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale and fold. Bend your knees, put your hands on your hips, draw your elbows towards one another, lift your shoulders, lift your chin. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Bend your knees if you need to, put your hands on blocks if you need to. If you don't need to, straighten your legs, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank, top of the push-up. Inhale here. Exhale, put your knees down, lower all the way down to your mat. Point your toes back, tops of the feet flat. Stretch your arms back. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your shoulders up, press your toenails down, lower belly in and up. Lift your head, lift your chest, stretch your arm knuckles back towards your heels. Keep your shoulders lifted, release your hands. Keep your shoulders lifted, put your hands down on the floor alongside your chest. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, lower down, keep your shoulders lifted, tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps, press back into plank. If that's not accessible, put your knees down and then come into down dog, everybody. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, float to the front of your mat. Grab your blocks if you need them. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Put the inner edges of your feet together. Interlace your hands behind your back. Tone your legs. Palms together if possible. Elbows bent is stage 1. Stage 2, stretch your knuckles towards the back of your mat. Stage 3, lift your chest. Stage 4, take your ears back, look up and back. Push down through your feet, lift up through your lower belly. Inhale, and then exhale, stand up, bend your knees, take your arms up and over your head. Squeeze your legs towards one another. Bend your elbows, release your hands down, inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Step back plank, top of the push-up. Take a breath here. Press your hands down, drag them away from one another. Now pull your hands to your feet and your feet to your hands until your lower belly turns on. You can put your knees down if you want to, or lower down chaturanga. Place your forehead down. Interlace your hands behind your back again, like we just did standing. Lift your shoulders, press your thighs down, lift your kneecaps up, pelvis down. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, reach your knuckles back. Keep your shoulders lifted, release your hands. Keep your shoulders lifted, place your hands alongside your chest. Exhale here. Inhale, curl your chest up, cobra. Exhale, bend your elbows, but keep your shoulders lifted and either go through knees to down dog or tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps, plank, and down dog. Breathe here. One more inhalation. At the bottom of your exhale, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step back to plank, top of a push-up. This time, everybody put your knees down. We'll do scat push-ups. So we were talking about that retraction and protraction of the scapula, of your shoulder blades. So everybody's going to squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another to retract your scapula. Now tone your belly. We'll do the opposite action. Press your hands away, protract. So upper back moves towards the ceiling. Protract your scapula. Inhale, retract. Keep your belly toned. Exhale, protract. So we're doing scat push-ups here. And then one more time. Retract, protract. Come back to center. Now you can stay on your knees if that works for you, or lift your knees up. And we'll do the same thing 3 times. Retract, protract. Retract, protract. One more time. Retract, protract. Back to neutral. If your knees are down, keep them that way. If your knees are up, put your knees down. Everybody lower down to chaturanga or half chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Breathe here. Look between your hands at the bottom of your exhale. Hop, step, or float. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, back to plank. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And look between your hands, hop, step, or float, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. And inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, come standing at the center of your mat. Fingertips together. Step or jump your feet apart. Look at your right foot, look at your left foot. Make sure that your wrists are over your ankles. So that gives you a good idea of how wide your stance should be. Turn your toes to the right. Bend your right knee to a square, warrior 2. Interlace your hands behind your back, like we just did. Lift your chest. Stretch your arms out wide. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Bend your left knee to a square. Look out over your left hand. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Modified warrior 2. Stretch your arms out wide. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee to a square. Put your right forearm on your thigh and your left hand to your hip and turn your chest. Press your elbow down, take your right shoulder back. Stage 1, stay here. Stage 2, place your right hand on outside of your foot or on a block. Turn your chest to the sky. Stay here or interlace your hands behind your back. Take your right knee to your right, or your right shoulder to your right knee, and take your arms up and over your head. Inhale, stand up. Stretch your arms out. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes out. Take your block with you if you need it. Bend your left knee to a square. Stage 1, forearm to thigh, hand to hip. Turn your chest. So left ribs towards right ribs. Bend your left knee to a square. Your knee doesn't go way out. And it doesn't go way back. Stacked on top. Tone your legs. Drag your feet together. Draw your left hip towards the front of the room more. Stay here or hand to block. Or hand to outside of the foot. Or interlace your hands behind your back. Stretch your knuckles back. Take your left knee in towards the inside of your left shoulder. And then stretch your arms up and over. Notice if you've forgotten your legs here and drag your left heel towards your right arch of your foot and then drag your right foot towards your left heel. Then push down through the bones of your legs. Inhale, stand up. Stretch your arms out wide. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Step or jump your feet together. Come to the front of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Press your wrists back as if someone had their hands on the backs of your wrists and press back behind you. And then bring your hands down. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot back into a lunge. Put your back knee down on the floor. And stretch your right leg straight for a runner stretch. So your toes point up. Drag your heel towards your knee and your knee towards your heel. Bend your right leg, lift your back knee up, switch sides. Left foot forward, back knee down. Stretch your left leg straight or straight-ish. If you need to, use blocks. Bend your knee. Come, lift your back leg. Switch your feet again. Right foot forward, left foot back. Put your back knee on the floor. Bring both hands to your right knee. Stretch your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Bring your hands down to the floor. Lift your back knee up. Bring both hands to your right knee. Drag your feet together. Make your legs strong. Stretch your arms up. Put your hands down alongside your foot. Put your left wrist right under your shoulder. Take your right hand to your thigh and twist to the right. My heel tends to roll out on the back foot, so hug it in, then stretch the top arm up. Put your right hand down. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Put your back knee down. Bring your hands to your thigh. Stretch your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Push down through your left heel and drag your left heel back towards the back of your mat. Put your hands down. Lift your back knee up. Bring both hands to your left thigh. Stretch your arms up, Crescent Warrior. Hug your right heel in towards the middle of your mat, but press your right pinky toe down into the mat. Exhale, release your hands down. Make your back leg strong. Pull from your right kneecap up into your right hip. Put your left hand on your thigh and use your left hand to twist to the left. From your right ribs to your left ribs, turn. Take your top arm up. Squeeze your outer hips. Put your hand down. Step back into plank. Put your knees down. Come onto your forearms. Interlace your hands like we did before in all the bound arm postures that we did. Interlace your hands. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And come into a forearm plank. We're going to do scat push-ups here in forearm plank. So you can keep your knees down if that works better, but first we'll begin retract. So draw the shoulder blades towards one another, then protract. Push them away. Retract, protract. Retract, protract. One more time. Retract, protract. Come back to neutral. Put your knees down. We'll do a shoulder stretch from here. Stretch your left arm wide, so come onto your belly all the way. Stretch your left arm wide, fingertips gripping the floor. Put your wrist in line with your elbow, in line with your shoulder. Take your right hand up on fingertips, right elbow bent, pointing towards the sky. Roll onto the left side of your body. Take your right foot. You can stack it in front, you can stack it on the side, or you can take it behind you. Your head can be up or down. Stage one is here with the right arm on the floor. Stage two, you can bring your hand alongside your hip. Stage three, you might be able to reach back. I can't find my hand, but you might be able to find your hand back there. You can even reach the right hand down around the back. But press your hand into the floor, left hand into the floor. And then roll onto your stomach. Stretch your right arm wide. Tense your left hand. Tops of the feet flat. Step your left leg behind. Stage one is here. Stage two, you can put your hand on your hip. You can wrap your hand behind your lower back. Or, if you're pretty open, you can find your other hand. I cannot. Your head can be lifted. Your head can be on the floor. Your head could even be on a block if you put a block under, right above your right ear. Press your hand down into the floor. Your right hand into the floor. Breathe here. Inhale, come back to center. Shift back to the center of your mat. Place your hands on top of one another and just pause here. Reconnect with your breath. And then forehead to the mat. Place your hands alongside your chest. Lift your kneecaps, plank, and down dog. Look between your hands, hop, step, or float. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come to the front of your mat if you're not there already. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Use your blocks if you need them. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot back into a lunge. Put your back knee down. We've been here before on Anjaneyasana, but this time interlace your hands behind your back. You can stay here, stage one. Stage two, knuckles to the back of your mat. Lift your lower belly. Retract your scapula, so draw your shoulder blades towards one another. Lift your chest, maybe ears back. Exhale, release your hands down alongside your foot. Lift your back knee up. Exhale, hands to your right thigh. Drag your feet together. Interlace your hands behind your back. Stage one, bent arms. Stage two, straight arms. Lower belly, so from your pubic bone up through your chest, lift. Head back, perhaps. Ears back, perhaps. All options. Inhale, come up. Exhale, put your hands down. Bring your right hand to your thigh and twist to the right. Stretch your right arm up. My right hip likes to pop to the right. Hug it in so that the right inner thigh moves towards the left side of your mat. And your right hip, outer hip, moves towards the left side of your mat. Release your hand down. Switch your feet. Left foot forward. Back knee down. Both hands to your left knee. Interlace your hands, but this time switch the clasps. You have a way that you grasp your hands that feels kind of natural. Switch it so it feels like you're holding hands with someone else. Drag your feet together. Tone your legs. Lift your chest, arms bent or arms straight. From your pubic bone, lift up through your chest. Take your chest forward and then up. Ears back, maybe as an option. Inhale, come up. Exhale, put your hands down. Lift your back knee up. Both hands to your left knee. Drag your feet together. Tone your back leg. From your right knee, pull up into your hip. Interlace your hands with a non-dominant clasp. Lift your chest. From your pubic bone, lift up through your chest. Arms bent or straight. Take your head back, perhaps. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left hand to your hip. Twist towards the left. My hip likes to come out. Roll it down towards that. Stretch your top arm up. Exhale, release your left hand down. Step back into plank. You can lower down with your knees, lower all the way down, or put your knees down and lower onto your belly. Come onto your forearms, point the tops of the feet back. So your elbows are under your shoulders and the center of your wrist is in line with the outer edge of your upper arm. Sphinx pose. Press your toes down, lift your kneecaps up. Pull your forearms back towards your hips so that your chest moves forward. And then lift your chest up. Press down through your elbows, press down through your wrists. Exhale, release all the way down. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, reach your knuckles back. Press your toenails down. Lift your kneecaps up. Shalabhasana. Shalabhasana variation. Release your chest down. Stack your hands on top of one another. Rest your head on your hands and reconnect with your breath. One more belly down, back bend. Place your head on the floor. Interlace your hands behind your head. Press your elbows down until your armpits lift up. Press your toes down, lift your kneecaps up. Tone your butt. Pelvis down. Pelvic bone down. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your elbows. Press your head into your hand and your hands into your head. Now pull your hands gently towards the front of the room so that you kind of lift up through the back of the skull a little bit. Place your hands down, release your head down. Breathe here. Put your hands alongside your chest. Tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps. Plank, down dog. You can move in any way that feels good here in down dog. Pedal one foot and then the other. Then come back to a steady down dog. Set your feet a little wider, so outer hip distance. Shift both heels to the right. Back to center on an inhale. And exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Look between your hands. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale and bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot back. Put your back knee down on the mat. Bring both hands to your right knee. Shift your hips forward. Bring your hands behind your head like we did in Makrasana. Point your elbows forward, but plug your shoulder blades. So retract your shoulder blades. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Stay here, or trace your elbows from the wall up towards the ceiling. Press your head into your hands, pull your hands into your head, and do that little lift along the back of the head so that you pull your hands up towards the back corner of the room behind you to give a little bit of extension to the neck. Inhale, come center. Exhale, release your hands down, lift your back knee up. Bring both hands to your right knee. Interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows forward. Retract the scapula. Draw the shoulder blades on the back. And then trace your elbows up. Then pull your hands up towards the top of your head so that you lengthen the neck slightly. It's not a huge move, and it's not a really powerful move. It's just kind of a reminder to lengthen the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down. Right hand to your thigh. Stretch your right arm up. Put your right hand down. Step your left foot forward. Step your left leg back. Bring your back knee down. Both hands to your left knee. Let's do it again. Interlace your hands. Elbows forward. Plug them in. Lift your head, lift your chest. Press down through your feet. So there's a lot of focus on the head here and on the legs. But drag your feet towards one another and push down through the left heel. And then pull from your hands up to the crown of your head to lengthen the neck. Inhale, come up. Lift your back leg. Both hands to your left knee. Same thing. Interlace your hands. Elbows forward. Plug them in. Trace the wall, trace the ceiling. Tone your legs again in case you've forgotten about them. And then gently pull up along the back of the head to lengthen the neck. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left hand to your thigh and twist. Take your top arm up. And then release your hands down. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're gonna do some arm presses here. So come to the center of your mat. Feet together, palms facing forward. Then turn your fingers so that your pinky faces the back, thumbs towards the front. Now imagine someone has the backs of your wrists and they're pushing them forward. Resist that and press your hands back towards the back of the room. Keep your ribs in. My ribs tend to flare out here, so draw your ribs in. Keep your legs steady. Hug towards the midline. Release that. Take your arms out wide. Have the thumbs pointing forward. Press your hands back again as if somebody had their hands on the backs of your wrists. Press into the wall behind you or towards the wall behind you. Keep your legs strong, so pull from your kneecaps up into your hips. Squeeze your legs together as if you had a block between your legs. Press back. Release that. Now take your arms up in a V, thumbs to the back of the room, pinkies towards the front. Same action. Press back. Connect with the breath here. Release your hands down. Last time, stretch your arms straight up, thumbs to the back of the room, pinkies to the front of the room, tone your legs. Draw from your pelvic bone up into your chest, and then press back through the wrists as if somebody had their hands back there, or there was a bar behind you that you were pressing into. And release your hands down. Come to the front of your mat. We're gonna add those arms into our standing sequence here. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot back. Put your back knee down. Bring both hands to your right knee. Take your hands alongside your body. Turn your pinkies towards the back of your mat, thumbs towards the front. Press your wrists back. Keep your ribs in. Take your arms out to the side, thumbs forward. Press back. Take your arms to a V, thumbs back. Press back. Finally, arms alongside ears. Press back. Hands down. Lift your back knee. Bring both hands to your right knee. Lift your chest. Same actions. Hands down. Thumbs forward, press back. Arms out, thumbs forward, press back. Bring it to a V, thumbs back, press back. Alongside your ears, thumbs back, press back. Exhale, put your hands down. Take your right hand to your thigh and twist. Lift your right arm up. Put your right hand down. Switch legs. Right leg back, back knee down. Hands to the thigh. Take your arms alongside your body, thumbs forward, press. Arms outside to the side, thumbs down, press back. Take your arms in a V, thumbs back, press your wrists back. Take your arms alongside your ears, press your wrists back. Take your hands down on an exhale, lift your back knee up, both hands to your left knee. Tone your legs. Stretch your chest up or take your torso up, and then take your hands alongside your body, thumbs forward, press. To the side, thumbs forward, press. V with the thumbs back, press. And alongside your ears with the thumbs back, and press. Place your hands down on the floor, step back into down dog. You can vinyasa, you can child's pose, or you can stay in down dog. Put your knees on the mat wherever you decide. Put your knees down. Interlace your hands like we did for scat push-ups. We're going to work on dolphin, 3 times on dolphin. One of them includes some scat push-ups. So walk your knees back 3 or 4 inches. Make sure your elbows are under your shoulders and your shoulders are on top of your elbows. Lift your knees up. Walk your feet in. If your hamstrings are a little tighter and your hips are a little tighter, then take your feet wide, stick your butt way up in the air, and walk your feet in. If your hamstrings are all right, you can always walk them into the middle of the mat. Push down through your wrists. Push down through your elbows. Squeeze your legs. Walk your feet back. Knees down. Child's pose. Come up. Sit on your butt. Place your hands behind your hips with your fingertips pointing forward. Heels on the ground. Push your hands forward until your lower belly engages so you have more of a posterior tilt of the pelvis. Stretch your legs up. You can keep them bent if you like, but stretch them up. Straighten your arms. Squeeze your thighs towards your towards your ribs, and your ribs towards your thighs. Ooh. And put your feet down. Wrap your arms around your shins. Dolphin again. Let's do it. Come on to your hands and knees. Interlace your fingers. Elbows under shoulders. Shoulders on top of elbows. Walk your knees back 3 or 4 inches. Lift your hips up. Take your feet wide if you need a little bit of space. We're going to do some scat push-ups here. Press your elbows and your shoulders down and retract, protract, retract, protract, retract, protract. One more time. Retract, protract. Now, remember that action we just did with Navasana where we were squeezing our thighs to our ribs to thighs? Walk your feet in and recreate that action. Tone your legs. Particularly tone your quads, the fronts of your thighs. Walk your feet out, knees wide, child's pose. Breathe here. Come up onto your hands and knees. I promised you 3 dolphins, so I have to deliver. Interlace your hands, forearms on the floor, elbows under shoulders. Walk your knees back 3 or 4 inches. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet in, so either wide or narrow. If your feet are narrow, step your right foot to the middle of your mat and lift your left leg up. Push down through your elbows and your wrists and lift. Squeeze your hips towards one another. So don't open the left hip really wide, hug it in. Step your left leg down, reach your right leg up. Step your right leg down, walk your feet out, and child's pose. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. And then walk back into downward facing dog. Look at your hands, take your right knee to your right wrist, pigeon. We're gonna do pigeon twice. So don't worry if you don't get enough pigeon out of this first one. Squeeze your inner thighs together, come onto your forearms. You can stay here. You can put your head on a block, but do push your right shin into the mat and press your right toes into the mat. Hug your outer left hip, so tone your left butt, tone your right butt. If your block doesn't work, you can come all the way down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, left knee forward, pigeon. Stay upright for just a minute so we can organize the legs. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Press your left shin into the mat. Press the top of your left foot into the mat. Point your toes back on your back foot. So right toes flat, right top of the right foot flat. Then you can come onto forearms. Maybe you want to rest your head on a block. Or maybe you want to come all the way down. But continue to press through the left shin and press through the top of the right foot. Tone your left butt, tone your right butt. Inhale, come up. And exhale, down dog. Bring your knees down to the mat. And we're gonna have a couple of options here with your strap. So the options are actually in terms of your seat. So you can either sit on your feet. You could put a couple of blocks underneath if that works for you. You can sit in modified Virasana. You can also sit in Gomukhasana, knees together. So left knee on top of right knee. This is the one I'm gonna demo. If this doesn't work for you, then you can take actually any seat you want. My goal here, my idea here is to get into the hips while we get into the arms and the shoulders. But if that's too much for you, you just sit Virasana or sit cross-legged, whatever feels good for you. You could even sit in a chair. So grab your strap. Take your arms wide. So arms straight. You may have to go really wide with the strap. I'm not real open in my shoulders, so I have to have a pretty long strap here. Press your outer knee and your inner knee towards one another. Flex your feet so that you karate chop with the outer edges of your feet. Now inhale, lift your belly. Exhale, take your arms back behind you. You're gonna find a spot. You'll get to a spot where you think, feels interesting. Stay there. Stay there for a moment. Breathe into it. And then bring your hands down behind you towards the mat. We'll take it back up, reach it up. Pause again at that spot. Now if you notice your ribs kind of pop out, draw them back. It's kind of hard in this pose with your legs like this, but be cognizant of it. Take your arms up, hands over. One more time. Inhale, take your arms up. You can even shorten the strap or lengthen the strap as you need it, but keep your arms straight and take your arms back behind you. Oh. Breathe here. Soften your face. Hands down towards the mat. Inhale here and exhale. Then one more time up. Pause. Bring it up and over. Release your strap. Switch your legs. If you're in Virasana, you can come out briefly and then get back into it. Gomukhasana legs, right knee on top of left. Flex your feet. Your feet can be alongside your hips or out wide. You can play with that. Take your strap. Tone your belly. Exhale, bring your hands back behind you. Now this time, well, let's do this. And then back down. Then back up. This time come up. Take your left hand down towards your left hip and your right arm up. And then take your left hand behind your back. Press up through the right hand. Pull down through the left. Come back to center. Right hand down. Left arm up. Then take your right hand back behind you. Press up through this top strap. Pull into that top strap. Pull down through the back arm. Back up to center. One more time. Exhale, left arm back, right arm up. Inhale, center. Right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, center. And release your strap. Release your legs. Stretch your legs out in front. Then come back onto your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Notice any shifts in the arms. Bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon again. Stay here or come forward. You can put your head on a block. You can bring your hands, like I have mine, fingertips on the floor, elbows pointing up. And even here, if you haven't worked enough, you can do little scapula squeezes to work the upper back. Inhale, come up. Switch sides. Left knee forward, right leg back. So keep the legs active. We talked about it before. Press the shin down. Press the top of the foot down. Place your head down. Take your arms wide. If you'd like another variation, come on fingertips and squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades again. So your fingertips are on the floor, your elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling, your elbows are in line with your wrists. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down dog. Take your knees down. Lay on your back. Bend your right leg, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. You can keep your left leg bent or straight. Supta Padangusthasana. Stay here or curl your head and chest up and walk your hands up your calf. A lot of times we do this for core work, which is great. It is good for core here. But what I want you to do now is only walk it up so far as you can lay your head back and take your leg with you. So this one I'm more interested in the hamstring stretch, in the back of the leg stretch. So press your back of your shin, your calf, into your hands. And if you want to go deeper, you bend your elbows. Then walk your hands down, release your right leg. Draw your left knee into your chest, interlace your hands behind the back of your left thigh. Stage 1 is here. If you want to go further, walk your hands up your calf, interlace your hands behind the back of your calf. Press your calf into your fingers and then lay your head back. Take your leg with you. Your right leg can be bent or straight, but press your calf into your hands and pull your hands into your calf. You can bend your elbows here. I can't personally. Maybe you can to get more of a hamstring stretch. Soften your face. I'm saying that to myself. All right, release your left leg. We'll do a simple twist here. Take your arms in cactus pose. Shift your hips to the right side of your mat. Bend your knees and take your knees over to the left. A Jatara twist, a simple Jatara twist here. Inhale, center. Put your feet down. Shift back to neutral. Breathe here. Shift your hips to the left. Knees up. Knees to the right. I roll really far to my right shoulder here, so I'm going to push my right elbow into the floor, pick my right shoulder up, and turn from my right ribs to my left ribs so that I get more of a twist. Then put your hands back down into a cactus pose. Bring your knees up, shift your hips back to center. Draw your knees into your chest, curl your knees into your nose into your knees. You can stay here, or if you want to take happy baby, grab the outer edges of your feet, knees bent and towards your armpits, head back, chest back. Push your hands into your feet into your hands. Tailbone down towards the mat. And then release your feet and set up for Shavasana. So your feet will be as wide as your mat, palms up or palms down, arms alongside your shoulders, or alongside your body, sorry. Reconnect with your breath here, and then let it go. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax the muscles around your eyes and in between your eyebrows. Shift your awareness from your head space down towards your heart. Stay here and rest for as long as you are able. Thank you so much for joining me today.